Well, I'm ready, so we may as well get at it instead of all of us sitting here watching the countdown clock run. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 people in here, 616 drones and 3D prints, and the sales education channel. Is that right? And also, if one of you guys would let me know in the chat how the mic volume sounds and how the image looks and everything, I'd appreciate it. What I'd asked you in the chat was, I'm trying to decide how long of a countdown would be the best to do, so that people have a chance to actually gather in the chat room first while they're waiting. I know Ken Heron does 5 minutes. The general consensus among the videos that I watched on YouTube about it were 10 to 15 minutes. I think there's probably got to be a happy medium. Oh, Steve Carpenter, how you doing? How you doing? Wow, this was an impromptu thing this afternoon because I've got my first live stream set up for tomorrow morning at 7:30 in the morning, but I wanted to bring out the bugs and get some opinions, and maybe even have somebody call me in on Skype, and we can check that out and set it up. So if anybody wants to call in and be my guest, let me know. Just put it in the chat. Put your email in there, and I'll send you my my chat my Skype number. Okay, 616 Jerome says my OBS won't connect to YouTube server on my iMac. Wow, I can't. I know nothing about Apple's or Apple software, so I wish I could help you with that. The only settings for OBS that I found were the actual server name, which says something like YouTube ingest server, and the stream key. And then all I do is hit start streaming on the OBS, and it connected within a few seconds. And according to this thing here, where is it? I've got good stream health. So so that's let's say I'm new at this too. Steve, I see. Yeah, Southern California. It's about, I guess it's about noon there in California, and I appreciate you stopping by. Don't have much of a show planned here or anything like that, but be nice to have you guys connect with me, and all three of you so far. Well, I don't know if any of you were 616. You were on Rogers this morning when I got my OBS hooked up to Google Hangouts. But what I didn't realize until after I watched a little bit of the replay to see how it looked was that the audio was way ahead of the video, and I didn't realize it. But the video lag in that virtual camera connection is probably 300-400 milliseconds. So I have to work on some way to actually delay the audio, and I don't know if that's going to screw everything up. So 660. What's your first name? What's your first name? So I don't have to call you 616 Drones and 3D Prints every time. Jim, okay, good. You know what I got, Jim? I got a little cheat sheet here that I'm putting names down in so I can remember. And don't want to put you in it because I'm terrible with names and it takes me a few times. I'm Mitch. You all know that, I guess. If not, my name is Mitch. And lovely Lisa Warner Queen. Boy, you were on my first little live stream test too last week. How you doing, Lisa? Good to see you again. So I've got this whole setup here, and I have a number of different scenes that I have. This one's got the chat in it, and I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this one. The neat thing is with the green screen, I can put myself in front of just about anything. And boy, one thing I have to get used to doing these live streams is keeping an eye on the chat and trying to keep everybody entertained at the same time. I enjoy going on to Rogers because there's usually 2 or 3 people on there. I can just sit back and relax, and when something comes up, I chime in. Which is why I think it would be a good idea for me to have guests whenever I do these things, because I don't know how long I can hold everybody's interest just babbling on. There's a few things that I do want to test out today. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to play a video on a monitor to my left there, and if you can, and hold on one second, and I will switch this over. So now you can see that what you're looking at on the main screen is this monitor over on the left here, and of course down in the lower right corner should be me from the side and the studio itself. And I can also give you that view as a full screen view. So I don't know if I'm better looking from this angle or better looking from the front, or neither, but Hey, Hugh is here. Hello, Hugh. How are you? Anyway, I can give you this view, or I can put you in, I can do this, or I can give you the whole thing without me in there. But what I want to do is I want to put on the video that I made about this little studio, and I want to make sure that the levels that you're hearing aren't blowing you away, or they're loud enough. So here we go. All right, I want to take you on a tour of my newly designed studio that I just finished and need to put a few finishing touches on before I'm ready to actually start this little live streaming adventure that I'm going to call Old Guy in the Morning. I'm going to come on about 7:30 in the morning for an hour to an hour and a half tops. Be done by 9 o'clock because I like to spend some time at the Canadian Drone Hub with the guys over there. But if I'm going to do it, I want to do it professionally as I can, for YouTube that is, and as professional as anybody can do it with a one-man show, being both the producer, director, talent, and chief technician. So anyway, this is the studio that at the stage that I put it together, and I've got 3 lights, and I'm bouncing all of them. This backlight basically lights the back of the green screen, which makes it work much better. As we come in here around the green screen, we come to the actual studio itself, and we'll start over here. So over here I have the sound and the computer set up. So we have a Yamaha receiver and a Dell Inspiron gaming computer with a Ryzen 2700X processor. That's an 8-core, 16-thread processor, 16 gigs of RAM, a couple of SSD drives, and some big external hard drives for plenty of space. And that's also the computer that I use for editing my videos. Moving over here, we've got a 32-inch monitor here, and then a 43-inch 4K monitor right in the middle, which is my main monitor. And this is an Elgato Stream Deck, and this lets me operate pretty much any application, but specifically OBS for scene switching and setups with just one push of a button. So it takes a lot of the guesswork and fiddling out of trying to run a live stream in the morning. And coming across here, I'm using a Zoom H6, which is a 6-track digital recorder and mixer, and I'm using that to funnel all of or any sound sources external to the computer, like microphone or other audio source, into the computer, because it has a USB interface, and it works beautifully. For a microphone, I'm using the Audio-Technica AT2020, and I really like the sound of this. I just got it. So that's going to be my microphone. And then moving over here, I have a notebook computer and some miscellaneous stuff within reach that I might need during the broadcast. I've got a second light, or a third light here, lighting the ceiling. So between this light and that light and the light that lights the rear of the green screen, I think it should be adequate. So I'm going to sit down here at the computer, and I'm going to fire up OBS. I'm going to turn on the Zoom H6, and it's going to ask me whether I want to use this as an audio interface or a card reader, and I want to tell it exactly what I want. And I want to bring my microphone in close, and as you can see, I've got a good microphone input there. The OBS software allows me to control pretty much anything, switching scenes, and it's really terrific. It's free software, and just has a little bit of a learning curve in it, but but that's about it. And this window over here shows you what's being streamed. The window on the left shows you what's up and going to be streamed when you press the F1 key, like this. So this would be the screen for the countdown. Now, in order to get a countdown timer, there's another program that... Okay, I won't bore you with any more of that, but I just wanted to make sure that it came through okay. And of course, I did make a couple of mistakes. First thing I forgot to do was put it into full screen mode, and then I hit the F1 key somewhere and threw something up on top of it, but I'll learn. It'll just take some getting used to. Who we got here now? We got, tell us a joke, yeah. So Hugh, you want to call me on Skype? Didn't? Oh yeah, Steve. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, because with hold on a second here. There we go. With all of these things and all this stuff that's up there on the computer screen, it has to become almost automatic, like driving, where you don't have to think about how to set up the next scene or which scene you want. And that's why I got this little device right here, which is the Stream Deck. It allows me to assign these different buttons to different scenes on the OBS software. And the first scene that I have here is called Main, and that's this one, and I can put anything I want in the background there. Right now I've got a little video I shot yesterday of the sky outside. It makes a nice background. And then I have another button over here, takes me to a full screen. And I created this little graphic of the background. I found a graphic that had the brick wall, the floor, and the flower pot. Oh, here comes Hugh. Okay, hold on a second here.
Had the wall, the floor, and the...
All right, Hugh, there you are.
Oh, here comes Hugh.
Okay, Hugh, go ahead and
Oh, shoot.
shut your audio off on YouTube there. So now, if everybody will bear with me for just a few seconds, I'm going to try to bring in...
Gotta get headphones right back.
Okay. He hung up on me. Oh, be right back, he says. Okay, so let's see if I can find maybe, let's see. If I don't talk for a few minutes, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Let's see, where did you go? Okay, there you are. I see you now. So let's see if I can get you back into Skype. I know we did this the last time you were here. Okay, how do I turn the volume down a little bit on this here? Can you hear me? I don't know. I think, Hugh, I think we're going to have to do this offline because the way I've got it set up right now, I'm just getting just a ton of noise in my headphone, and it's not like I'm actually talking to you. Can you hear me clearly? Yeah, but I can hardly hear you. All I hear is a bunch of noise. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, God. Well, oh, yeah, I thought it was on my end. It was on your end.
Wrong microphone.
Oh, thanks. Okay. All right. So is Hugh's voice going out on the stream now or not?
Hi, people.
Okay. So let's see if I can now. I don't see you anywhere here.
Can you hear me now, Steve? We're 616 drones.
Yeah, well, that noise before was that. Okay, Steve Carpenter says no. I can hear you fine, but I'm looking for the Skype. What I want to try to do here is I want to add. This will just take me a second because this is not something I've done many times before. So hang in there with me, and I want to add a NDI source. This is turning all of us into engineers, you know. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Lucky for me, that was my profession for 20 years.
Okay, now for some reason, it's not seeing the.
You know why? It may be because I started the call with one audio source and then switched.
No, that's not why. It's something to do with the NDI drivers, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think that what we're gonna have to do is maybe after this is all over, just get on Skype and I'll have to work it out and try to integrate it into the stream. But does anybody hear Hugh at all?
Hello,
my name is Hugh. Let me turn the volume up. Okay, see if anybody hears you. Go ahead and talk.
Hi there, everybody. How you doing? When in disgrace, watching in men's eyes, I'll alone beweep my outcast state and trouble death even with my bootless cries.
You know what I might be?
Any better?
You know what I'm? Yes, he just came up. Okay, what I did was turned up the volume, and I'll tell you what, I can do this, get you in here the sneaky way, like this. How's that?
Oh.
Now it's your show, Hugh.
I don't see myself because I'm not looking at the Google chat right now. I'd have to,
if you look at
see if I can find it.
If you look at the stream, you'll see yourself. You're about five seconds delayed. You should see yourself on the stream.
Oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Do you have?
Okay, now I see myself. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. In fact, we make you big. Here we
I'm
go.
already big. Make me small.
There we are. We'll make you big, and it can be
I want to be bigger.
It can be your show. And I'm down in the lower right hand corner, and of course the cool thing about the green screen, it makes the mic look like it's just hanging in midair.
I wonder if I can grab it.
Yeah, see if you just grab the end of that wire. But you see my hand here? That's the end of the window.
There's a delay. There. Okay, yeah, I can't do it because there's a delay.
That's the end of the window. And even cooler is I had this green rag, and I was wiping my glasses, and I looked at the screen, and it. Is that cool?
That is pretty neat.
Can you see?
Oh, don't! You're going to disappear. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Well, who was it? Who was it that had? Who was it that had?
That's pretty funny.
Who had the street sign that Jim Wallace had made for him? It was Mel at 400 AGL, and the street sign was green like the chroma key in the background, and Mel held up the street sign, and it looked like it was on clear plexiglass because you could see right through where the letters weren't. It was kind of cool.
Well, you know what I realized the other day? I use a blue screen, right, instead of a green screen, which does the same thing.
However, my landing pad back there has a blue side and an orange side. And I always use the blue side because it's Asgard Studios colors, right? But then when you use the green screen or blue screen, the landing pad disappears too, so it looked kind of weird.
The orange did, or the blue?
No, the blue. The blue disappeared, so I had to use the orange.
Well, okay. Well, you can on the chroma key, of course, you can set it to any number of different colors, and then you can also set a slider which tells it how wide a range of colors to actually cover, which helps.
But the blue of the landing pad's almost identical to the blue on my blue screen.
Oh, on your blue screen, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try to do something here. If you just give me a second, I want to do this, and then I want to get rid of the live chat. And there we go. And I think that might make you feel a little more comfortable. Now I got you out sitting in the window in front of the trees in the sky that's blowing. You'll see it in a few seconds.
There we go.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah. This way I can be bigger than you because it's my show.
Well, as it should be.
Let's see. One thing I did was I covered up. I don't know how many people we got in here. 2 or 3 of us. That's about it. How many viewers do you see there?
I see 4.
4, yeah. Well, good.
I wouldn't come to you without bringing a new knife. Here's my Imperial Sod Buster. A very inexpensive knife, but since we're talking, what can I do? I got to bring something out. Yeah. Anyway.
So, were you on this morning? Did you see my gorilla?
I did. That was hilarious.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, you know what sucks? The OBS video output only works for PC. I can't use it for Mac.
Which
is too bad.
Steve Carp, was it Jim? I think was 616 Drones was telling me that he was having a problem setting it up with the iMac too.
Yeah.
Let me. There's my monkey. There's my boy. We're gonna have a name the monkey contest.
Well, what's your little guy, the little bald guy called?
Oh, that's Walter.
That's Walter. Does Walter have a friend on the television show?
That's Walter. No, Walter is one of Jeff Dunham's, the ventriloquist.
Right. Okay, right.
The old grumpy, the old
grumpy
love Jeff
one.
Dunham. Yeah. Anyway, this is one of Walter's one of his characters. My kids.
Doesn't he also do the terrorist, Ahmed the terrorist?
Oh, Ahmed the dead terrorist! I kill you! I kill you! I kill you! I love him. I love that. And my kids go nuts over that. They just they think it's just great.
Well, there's a name for your monkey. Call him Jeff.
Jeff. Hey, Roger suggested Roger this morning. I thought that was kind of cool. Oh man, there you go. So the sky hue with the trees, I went out, took my video camera outside, set it up, pointed it up to the sky, and shot about a half hour of that. And
that's awesome. So that's your real sky.
That's real sky, yeah. And you see the trees
so cool.
The wind was blowing. You see the trees are moving, the clouds are moving. Yeah, it's just amazing what. In fact, the show aspect and the entertainment aspect of it aside, it's just fun to play with this stuff.
Oh yeah, sure is.
Yeah, we can do this. There you go. Warm you up if it's cold in Canada.
It is cold. Well, warmer today. We got freezing rain.
You can't see
Jesus,
it.
I feel like I'm in hell.
You can't see it. You can't see it until the 5-second delay goes by. But we could do that, or we could give you where is it here? Oh, I don't have it. I have to add it. Hang on. Give me 1 second here.
I know 616 Drones. He's burning me up. I come on all in good faith, expecting to be treated like, a human being, and I'm a sacrificial Canadian. I guess we look like we're good eating or something. I don't know.
Let's see what this one does. There you go. How about that? You feel now look at that one, Hugh. You feel more special?
Ooh.
You know who inspired me to do all this stuff was oh, wait a minute. Can you make the monkey dance? I can only make the monkey does what it does. I found that clip on a Creative Commons site, motion graphics on green screen, but I thought it sits there and you wonder what's going on, and then it moves a little bit, which is kind of funny. Steve, listen, buddy, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you checking me out, and we'll see you again. So anyway, raindrops. I could probably find raindrops.
There's a subscription service called Video Blocks that I subscribe to. It's I don't know, 120 a year, something like that, and that's where I get all my clips from, usually from the video side, anyway.
Really,
yeah, and you can get all kinds of stuff.
You know, I'm a little cognizant, a little hesitant. Let me put it to you this way. With some of these things where they actually have to license them to you, because I'm afraid YouTube will, with all of these copyright claims and all that, and if somebody were to play my video...
Well, this is the opposite, right? This, you own the copyright to it for your videos, right?
Right, but
it actually prevents all that BS.
But what if I play one of your videos on my live stream?
You're not allowed to.
Exactly. Whereas if I use, in mine, I go out and I find totally Creative Commons music. No license, no royalties, no nothing. You don't even have to attribute it. That way, no matter where it shows up, nobody's going to copyright claim it. In fact, that music, you didn't see my countdown timer that I had going when I started this thing. I started it live 15 minutes early and had a countdown timer screen.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see it.
And I've got a...
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Did you? And
I saw it for something.
And what I've got is I've got this desktop PC sitting over there, and I've got a whole library of copyright-free music here, and it just plays. And then in this little Zoom mixer here, if I push a button, it brings the music in.
Well, that's cool.
And I can adjust the volume of that. So and I've just made about a 20-minute loop of some of that stuff, and I can make it nice and quiet in the background, so I can make background music or any of that kind of stuff. Now, can you hear the background music on the street?
Yeah,
well,
nice piano. Yep.
And it's not overpowering it.
No, I could just nice ambience.
Okay, cool. And then I just. The neat thing about it is on the mixer, if I just touch the button, it goes away. If I touch the button
Very
again,
cool.
it comes
That's
back.
a really neat accessory to have.
Well, I had this thing anyway, and it works as a mixer, and the nice thing about it is it works as a USB interface, too, to the computer.
I bought a Zoom, and I honestly found, I bought the Zoom H1, and I found it so complicated to do just a quick audio recording that I ended up sending it back, just, for my needs. But I can see you can certainly do a heck of a lot with that one you've got. I've made a few field recordings with it, and it's terrific. Plus, it's got all the XLR inputs, and it's a full 6-track recorder. It was only $300-something, so I figure, hey, why not? And it's got the built-in microphones up here. That nice.
Yeah, and there's 4 different modules that you can plug in, from a shotgun mic to or you can plug something into the side of this module and use it for 2 extra.
I was going to use mine with a lavalier mic to do actually just what you were doing, like when you were at the stadium the other day and you were standing far away from the camera, right?
Oh, we got Blizzard Ox FPV in the house. Hello, thanks for stopping by.
What's up, buddy?
Appreciate it.
Background chair squeak. Oh, that's probably me. I got my old man chair here, bud.
Just kidding. Sounds like a crisp microphone. Anyway, I've got a wireless thing. Since I have it, I set it up to. It's sitting down here. Can you see it? Right underneath the Zoom. And then if I get tired of being, if I want to do something, walk around and still be able to talk while something's going on, I can throw this. I can throw the lav mic on, and it'll work through this whole mixer and everything else. So
Nice.
So I don't know what I'm ready for here. Now I got to do
So
is
the lesson here, folks, is when Mitch gets into something, he does not mess around. Not one bit.
I've always been that way.
Yeah.
And you know, the thought occurs to me now that I've got now that I've got all this stuff set up. Do I have anything to say? Do I have anything that might entertain anybody? I hope so.
I think you would.
I hope so.
You know, the idea is just to kind of pick things from your history and experience, and you know, pick the things that are going to resonate with whatever your audience is, right?
Well, I don't want this to be all about me. But
it is, and that's the whole point. People come to see you. They don't come to see, you know, just another talking head. They come to see a guy that has a certain body of experience and a certain attitude and a certain way of being. You're the star. That's the whole point of the show, right?
You know, I don't remember who I told it to. It might have been Roger. I said, for my whole life, I've been the guy behind the camera, behind the projector.
Not anymore.
Behind the mic, you know, behind the control panel, and
you're the man. You know, and that's the idea, because you know, people, the whole point of live streams is people do want a connection with people. They don't just want to talk online. That's part of it, right? Like sometimes we just go on to the chat part and interact with other people there, but more often we're here to connect with people and hear stories and learn things and just, you know, be entertained, right? Generally.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at this setup here, Hugh, and I'm thinking that this might be the best way to actually bring Skype people in, is the way I'm doing it here. Do you see any detriment to this? I don't know why the GDI connection didn't work. It did the last time we tried this, but
you're the OBS master now. Now I'm the Padawan, because I've only ever done single things. I've never done bringing people in yet.
I've got so much to learn with this stuff here. Let me see.
But I do have good news. I passed my drone exam today.
I saw that. I saw that. Congratulations. Is that the commercial one? The big time?
Yep.
Big kahuna drone exam?
Basic commercial. And then I did the advanced exam as well without preparing, just to see, and I got 78 out of 100, and I needed 80 to pass it. So, but it doesn't matter, because the advanced exam only applies to drones that are on a list, which I don't own one, so I can't fly them anyway. So
I'm looking at this Skype connection, and the Skype is just not showing. It's just not showing up, and I don't. Maybe there's something in the settings. So let's audio video settings. Not seeing your webcam. No, that's not it. Oh God. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I'm off. When we're off. Now, how do I close that little thing that I just opened up?
I wish I was a Heath. Actually, 616 Heath's kind of cool. I like the name.
Now, he asked me, what did I do to get the text at the bottom there? And they have a thing called text. When you go to add a source, there's one called text GDI, and you can use that, and it can either pull its text from a file, or it can pull its text from a screen that you type on the setup, and then you add a filter to it called scrolling, and in that filter you can adjust that. I think one of these days what I might do is actually have a live stream where I'm showing the actual OBS stuff, and where people can see the screen and the mouse movements and all that, and maybe I can either help some people, or maybe I can get some answers to the questions that I have about this.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. The toughest part, I think, of doing this for me is going to be keeping it all going and keeping an eye on the chat at the same time. You know, I don't know whether you had this happen to you or not, but you'll go to somebody's live show, and they've got sometimes 30, 40, 50 people, and in Ken Heron's instance, they've got 300-400 people, and
God,
and he, you know, he's there like a one-arm paper hanger, going around and trying to keep the show going, and there are people in the chat room banging away. You know, why don't you answer me, Ken?
Yeah. Well, and you notice though when those super chats come through, he answers pretty darn quick.
You know, you're right, especially the $50 and $100 ones that he gets once in a while. But
no disparagement to Ken. He's doing this for a living. That's all cool.
Oh yeah,
But you almost need a second person to help you, like a person that's designated as to watch the chat, and interrupt you, and say, "Hey, Mitch, so and so has a question about X or Y," sort of thing.
Well, he's got some moderators that that come on with him, and
yep.
I'll probably be a long time before I would ever attract that kind of audience. First of all, he's just a very entertaining guy. He's very funny.
Oh yeah, he's one of the big. He's the kind of the top dog in live stream.
I mean,
stuff. Right?
and he does it once a week. It's the Hugh and Mitch show. Gary, hey Gary, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Gary?
Yeah, it's the Hugh and Mitch show, and the only question we have is whether we
how damn good do I look? I don't care about Mitch. Do I look good?
Whether we want Hugh on the bottom or we want him up higher like this.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Are you propositioning me, old man?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's
I don't know.
Sexual harassment.
I kind of think you look better down here on the bottom. Now, if I could put the monkey on your head, then we'd have something. So let's see if we can.
That monkey toilet train, sir.
If we can, let's see if we can do that. So let's see here. We do this and we do this and we bring this down to here.
Spot.
And,
so how was the flight, Gary? Is it cold where you are today?
He ended up right between the two of us, you. He's looking at you. Can you see it? Did it? The other side.
Monkey.
Other side.
Other side?
Yeah, it's
Nice
backwards.
monkey.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice monkey.
Now I gotta move him. I gotta move him around.
Oh no!
There we go.
Okay, nice.
Now we're cooking. Yeah.
Pat the monkey's butt. Good monkey. I think you just shit on me. Damn.
Yeah, he's sitting on your shoulder now. The cool thing is he sits there and you don't realize it. Then he starts to look around a little bit.
I had a quick flight today, Gary, and it was beautiful, but white, just pure white, all foggy and freezing rain. Interesting to see, though, from up in the air. I actually joined a Facebook group called the Drone Social Network, which is actually a really nice bunch of guys and girls, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't do Facebook, and I went ahead and set up an account for the old guy thing, and I haven't really done much with it, but I probably should.
It's a nice group. There's a lot of toxicity on Facebook, so I would go slow and stick to the the kind of interest groups. There's a lot of politics and stuff that I really steer away from. So yours was all gray. What part of the country are you in, Gary? You're in somewhere in the States? Is it Montana, maybe?
I'll get the monkey off your back there, Hugh.
That's what my drug dealer used to say, man. But he never did,
give you a monkey.
Just kept cutting the prices.
Give you a monkey on your back. But I haven't had
You're in Ontario. How did I not remember that? I'm sorry.
Here's another one, Hugh, that I thought was...
A few hours for me, definitely. I'm up in the Ottawa Valley, as I probably mentioned before. Yeah, Mitch, you know what I really want to do? I would love to do a knife show with you. I would love to just have an afternoon where we talk about knives.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did any knife stuff. It's been a lot of years.
We are almost neighbors, is true. I actually went down to Waterloo, Gary, to do my drone ground school, Waterloo Wellington Flight Center.
Well, we've got a couple of us here. Well, this is what I wanted. I didn't particularly want 50 people to show up this afternoon and sit with me through these technical things.
Well, it's all about quality. We've got Gary 616 and Blizzard.
Yeah.
Who else do we need? Wait a second. Yeah, 5 minutes from you. That's right. Yeah, Waterloo is. You know, that was a good course. They were charging, I think, 500 for basically a 20 or 24-hour course delivered over a weekend, where places in Ottawa were charging 5,000. So it was a no-brainer. I got a hotel in Waterloo, went down there for a nice weekend with my wife, and did the training.
Did it cost you $1 million to take this drone test? I heard it was very expensive.
$10.
That's it?
$5 to register my drone. Done.
And that was for the big time test, so you can.
That's the basic commercial. There's only one more level, and that's the advanced commercial. And it only applies to people flying a specified list of drones, and nobody I know has those drones. They're all very exclusive commercial drones. But that test costs $10, and then you have to pay a $50 fee for a practical exam. But that's it, like really $60 or $70 for everything.
So it's really less expensive than
very cheap. Yeah,
than
I don't know why people are complaining.
Than the $150 that we have to pay here.
It's surprising. Some things in Canada we actually get cheaper than the U.S., but not many. I'll tell you that. But happens to be one of them. Yeah.
Well, who was it somewhere that was saying? It was on Roger's show in the morning, was saying that there was a 500, it was a fortune to take the test.
People are misinformed, that's all. I just took it this afternoon from the comfort of my office.
They must be misinformed because
and people are always talking like, oh, Canada's the worst place in the world to fly a drone. I saw that on Ken Heron's show the other night, and it's just not true. It's just BS.
Well, what's this stuff about where they were saying that if you're not a Canadian, you can't fly a drone there?
I'm not sure about that. I think that is correct. I think you have to have a Canadian certified pilot with you, but I really don't know because I haven't looked at it. But I would imagine it's the same if you go to the U.S. as a Canadian, that you would have to have either credentials or be supervised by an American pilot. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, down here you can fly as long as you've got you can do anything. You could come down here and we could go out and do a commercial job, and I could pay you as long as one of us has a 107 license.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, anyway, so I don't know why everybody was so bent out of shape over that. I mean, you know.
Huh. Who knows?
Yeah, I was going to wait, Gary. I was going to wait and study. And then today I was really bored. I just had nothing to do today. And I just said, you know what? F it. I'm going to go on and write them. I don't care. And so I actually wrote the advanced exam too, just kicks to see how I would do. I got 78 out of 100. You need 80 to pass. So I failed the advanced exam by 2 marks.
Did you have
but
to
I didn't study.
Did you have to pay extra for that?
$10. That's it. So.
Well, that's not too bad. So.
And they asked me questions that were nowhere obvious. That were just really weird. So. You're right. The new regs are easier.
So let me see. Anything in the chat I need to look at? I'm trying to figure out the best way to lay out this monitor. What happens is that if you look, you're over here on my left and taking up that whole monitor so that I can bring that whole monitor into OBS. But it's killing me because it's taken away a lot of the monitor space that I'd like to have some other windows and things gone. So
yeah, I don't need that much space. I just need a little tiny square for my head, right?
Well, no, it's just that if you look at the stream, if I go ahead and minimize your window, anything else I do on that monitor is you're gonna see, because I'm capturing the whole monitor. See, so I either need to just capture the browser, which is another thing I haven't had much luck with.
Or what you do is you have a PNG overlay over top of me with a hole cut in it, and then you can just move me around under the PNG.
Oh, I can do that. I can move you
Stuff
around.
like that.
I can move you around anywhere on the screen. It's just that when I figure out what the Skype PNG deal is, the Skype GDI rather, so that I can just bring that right into OBS. And I don't know why. I'm going to try this again. I want to get rid of this.
Hey, what's up, EBR?
Hey, EBR, welcome to this CF of a live stream.
Hey, Gary, where do you get the Transport Canada logos? I saw a guy this morning on Roger's show that had one, and he had his registration number for his drone. But this morning when I passed, there was no place for me to buy a sticker or to get a sticker. Or do they just send them? My question for you, my friend.
For me? Oh, no.
No, for Gary. Because Gary's got a logo on his remote, he was saying.
I will. Yeah, I'm sitting here brain smoking trying to figure this out. But
I was thinking of hand painting one with liquid paper, but I thought that might look dodgy.
Fly Natural, hello.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
How you doing?
Hey,
nice to see you
thanks
again.
for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. I think I'm showing everybody the back of me, so let me get you back there. There you go.
You got 6 watching now, Mitch. It's like a rolling stone here, man.
I'll tell you.
Do this.
If you stay on long enough, I guess a lot of people will come through.
Good idea. Okay, so, Gary just printed it. Okay. I think I will try that.
I'm not even paying attention to what you're saying. What are you up to?
Oh, sorry. Gary was just saying that he printed his Transport Canada registration like on a piece of paper and then just taped it to the drone. That's perfect. That's all I need to do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, they let us do that too. You can print out a little card, but you just need to tape it somewhere. Most people just put it in the battery compartment.
That's what I was doing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I worry, if there's a collision and the battery falls out, I'm no longer marked. I was just worrying about, extreme scenarios.
God, with all of the, it's amazing with all the ridiculous people in this world doing all the horrendous things that they do.
Yeah.
To be worried so much about little teeny drone infractions like they are, it's crazy.
We're like that in Canada, though.
That's not that. The same thing here. The Super Bowl made such a big deal about no drones within 30 miles of the Super Bowl and below 1,000. 30 miles, for God's sake. Mike, Philly Drone Life. You ever watched his stuff?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, his stuff is great, and I grew up in Philly. I know exactly where he lives, and he's far enough away from the airport where he's certainly in the clear, can go up to 400 feet very easily and legally. And as he gets in towards Center City, which is about a mile from him, that's about it, where the big buildings are. Of course, the law says you can go up to 400 feet over the tallest thing within 400 horizontal feet of you. Did you know that? In other words,
I did.
Yeah, if you got a 1,200 foot cell phone tower, if you're within 400 feet of that tower, you can legally go to 1,600 feet, 400 feet higher than the obstacle. So when he gets
it's different in Canada. They make a specific provision for buildings, which I think would include things like towers. Our 400 feet or 122 meters is referenced above ground level. So if you're on top of a mountain, you can go 400 feet above the top of that mountain. But buildings, they specifically say you can only go 30 meters above the top of a building, and you have to be within a certain radius of it.
Well, then that's where we go 400 feet and you're going about 100 feet. That's the difference.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, Gary said 100 feet over within 200 feet. So we have a little more
There
leeway.
you go, yeah.
But when Mikey flies down in Philadelphia, some of those buildings are 1,200 feet tall. Some of the skyscrapers, 1,000 feet. So he can get way up there and be legal, and that's.
Get some good views of that, huh?
He really. I don't know if you watch his stuff, but he every day he goes out there with that drone and.
I'm gonna have to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, you should look at his stuff. It's pretty good, and he doesn't edit. He doesn't edit it at all. He just narrates it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, he just narrates it. He records his cell phone at the same time as he's recording in the drone, and then syncs them up, I guess, and publishes it. But you just watch the whole flight, and there's so much to see there. It's so congested in Philly that and of course, like I say, being from Philly, it's like I left Philly in 1966, but it's still my hometown. So I enjoy watching his stuff. I'm gonna get him. He's a little gun shy, I think, about it, but I'm gonna get him on my live stream as a guest, and we'll play a bunch of his videos. The good news is he doesn't.
That'd be cool.
Doesn't put any music behind him, and that's one of the things I really want to do. Is I don't really just want to be the hero of this thing. I want to try to do for help the community, and much like Roger is kind of been responsible for me getting somewhat known. None of you would have ever found me if Roger hadn't found me.
Or vice versa. He's the connection, right?
But he found me. In other words, here I am sitting with 35 subscribers, just started a few weeks prior, and Roger, he's trolling. He goes out and he finds my channel and he watches a couple videos, leaves a couple comments, invites me to the Canadian Drone Hub. So I say, what's this Canadian Drone Hub thing? So I go, and now I have 300 and almost 350 subscribers.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I never would have had anything like that, or would I be doing any live streams? So I want to become part of this, a big part of this community. And I've noticed that it's being new at it and observing from somebody that hasn't grown with this, like guys like Ken Herron. They've been doing this stuff for 10 years. Even some of the smaller channels, but the big guys that have 50, coast to coast drones, and what's his 51? The Russ is 51 drones, and some of these guys that have tens of thousands of subscribers have been doing it a long time. There's a certain, I don't know, I don't want to call it clique. It's more like a brotherhood. But when you get
for sure, yeah.
When you get in with Ken Herron, you've got 400 AGL Mel, who's a nice guy. You've got Brian at Smoky Mountain Aerial Images, and these guys, I've gone into their live chats and said hi, and they say hi. But other than that, you just basically feel like a nobody that nobody's paying any attention to. And eventually you say, okay, you treat me that way. Why should I bother come and hang out with you guys? Because, they're all big time now. They're all flying the matrices and all that, so they're,
but it's an opportunity for us to learn, right? Like we're looking at them and we're kind of like, seeing what they're doing and seeing the things they're flying, and I enjoy seeing the things that I haven't done yet. I guess gives me something to look forward to, I suppose.
Fly Natural, I see if I went to Spin Up. No, I didn't go to Spin Up, and if I had gone to Spin Up, I would have met all these guys. I did meet Brian at Smoky Mountain, and he's I don't know if you've ever seen his videos or watched his channel, but he's heavily into the commercial stuff and the bigger drones, and he he went to spin up with Mel. I think that he actually rode out there towing the trailer, the mobile command post. So, you know, they've become pretty close friends, I guess. And I even think I heard that, or they said they were doing some business together as well. But I met him at a fly-in that Bill the Drone Reviewer had in Tampa last September. And you know who Bill the Drone Reviewer is?
Don't think so.
All right, he's got about almost 6,000 subscribers, and he's here in Tampa, and he does mostly DJI stuff. He does reviews and news and up to date. Nice guy, just the nicest guy. And so he had this thing, and I said, well, it's an hour and a half from me. My daughter lives over that way. I'll just go over there and fly with him. So I think about 7 or 8 people showed up. Is that you, Hugh? Uh-oh. I think we lost.
Me what?
You're coming and going, and you're coming and going and beeping here, Hugh. Now it's better. Your feed kind of dropped out. Hello. I think we're losing Hugh.
I'm here, but
yeah, your feed is coming and going, Hugh. So anyway, went over to Tampa, and there was, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 of us there, and Brian was there with his Matrice, and of course it got all the attention, and I just went off and flew my Mavic 2 Pro and shot the tower, and but you know, Billy Kyle was there. You know Billy Kyle?
I've heard the name, but why is that famous? So what's the deal with Billy Kyle?
He's a young kid, 21 years old, from Philadelphia, who does some pretty informative drone stuff. Okay. Nice kid, you know, and really nice kid. I enjoyed meeting him, and it's interesting too because being from Philadelphia, we got talking, and I was telling him about when I lived in Philadelphia, how different it was downtown. There was no tall buildings at all. You could drive.
Really?
You could, and if you know the Philadelphia Art Museum, which is famous from the Rocky movies, where you ran up the steps.
Oh, yes.
Well, when I was a kid, you could drive your car up on the steps of the art museum. But you drive around the back behind the art museum up, and then you could drive right across in front of the art museum and be up there on the top of the steps. And it was the greatest place to go take a girl on a date. You know, you could go up there and sit, and you'd look and you'd see the whole skyline from up there on the steps. But
nice.
they now of course they have, you know, concrete barriers, and I think it's been a long time since they actually allowed people to do that. But we used to be able to do that, and it was fabulous. Let me take 1 second here and read a little of the chat. Oh yeah, did you go Fly Natural? Did you go to Spin Up? And yeah, I'm seriously thinking about going this year, but I'm afraid that this year is going to be a madhouse. It's going to be. What do you think? I think it's going to be a mob scene there this year. But I would probably drive out there. Because I have plenty of time, and there's an awful lot of places that I would like to stop and fly and photograph, because you know you can only go to the beach so many times in Florida with your drone. But yeah, I'm seriously thinking about going, and I know Bill. You know who Bill the Drone Reviewer is. He didn't get to go this year either, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go next year too. But I have a funny feeling he's gonna have a couple hundred people there at this thing next year, and whether he's gonna have the same venue in that stadium or not, I don't know. But I watch his live streams, and we'll see. You drove there. You're in Arkansas. Well, that's not too far from, where was it? Was it in Austin, Texas? Is that where it was? I don't remember. But yeah, I do want to go to that, and we'll see as this little channel of mine grows. Like I said, it's yeah, Austin. Okay, it's hard for me to even comprehend because it seems like 100 years already that I actually started this YouTube channel December the 9th of last year.
Wow.
December the 9th.
This is like this just past December?
7 weeks ago.
Holy catfish. Well, you've really motored along, haven't you?
I don't know. Yeah, it seems like I've been doing this forever now. But, you know, and I'm going, well, God, how come I'm not a big deal yet? How come I don't have 10,000 subscribers? How come?
Dude, you've got 342 subscribers. You know how many I've got? 380.
Really?
And I've been doing this since April.
Okay, well, you and I are both relative neophytes at this, but
you've like way cropped past me, man. You've got hundreds of subscribers in a few weeks. It took me 8 months to get that many. So you're doing something right.
I hope so.
I'm paying attention now.
And I don't ever expect to make any real money at this, and that's not why I'm doing it. You know, I'm retired. I'm not rich. I don't have a huge retirement, but I have what I need, and that lets me have time. And I'd rather have time, the time, and than more money than I can spend. Believe it or not, it's nice to be able to if you want to do something, to be able to do something. Gary has 432 since 2013. I don't understand it, I don't go to. I mean, I don't go to Poosa's stuff. I'm not into this. Really, in going out to this sub for sub stuff. Me
neither.
I want subs that want to. I want subs that will watch what I do. I don't want subs
because it's irrelevant if it's not. If it's people that aren't going to watch your stuff, then you're not going to get the watched hours, and the people aren't going to enjoy what you're putting out, right?
No, I don't think they'll never pay attention to you. They'll never watch you, and then YouTube will come along and have some kind of algorithm that just takes them away from you anyway. So
out of all my subscribers, there's maybe 20 people that regularly watch my videos, and I really appreciate those 20 people. You know.
Yeah, it seems that way, yet you can't blame the people because
definitely not.
There's just
it's a busy world.
There's so much on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's so much. I mean, so many important things to watch, like some hot-looking Chinese girl heavily breathing into a microphone for 5 minutes.
Or a hot-looking Chinese girl eating a big pile of food. Actually, she'd be Korean, the mukbang. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking through and why they recommended it to me. You know, how when you go on in your homepage and they give you recommendations, all of a sudden, maybe because I was researching microphones on YouTube.
There you go.
All of a sudden, here comes this video, and I had no idea that people made videos like this. They put the microphone here and they breathe.
It's a different world from what I was raised in. You know what I mean? It really is. I don't know what the hell happened.
5 million views this video had. 5.
I breathe pretty heavy. I wonder if I could make some cash with that.
You're not good looking enough.
Yeah, but isn't that a thing too? Kind of these ugly, hairy guys. Can I get, Anyway. So anyway, Fly Natural take your money. Fly Natural take your money, man. Come on. Send them any extra cash.
We'll pass them. You guys want a good laugh? Watch this. Watch what? What's he doing? Is he trying?
Drum roll.
Is he trying to send me a link here? Let me. Here, Fly. Let me make you a. Give you a wrench here so you can, if you want to send a link to send me a link, yeah. And
Fly Natural, with 9 months of winter up here in Canada, I always need a good laugh, buddy.
Okay, you're now a big deal on my channel, Fly Natural. All right, let's see. Now, is this something that's going to copyright me out of all the hell or what? Get your hands up. Oh, great. The most epic arrest ever. I'll watch that later. I'll let you all watch that yourself. I'm not going to broadcast that to you. So now what happens? Now I went ahead and lost my chat window.
Oh shoot! So did I. That was his plan.
You know,
I think he did something when we switched windows.
No, I don't like when they do that. When you click a link, I think you could, if you right click it, say open in a new window, it won't do that. Yeah, and I forgot to do that, and it opened it in that little abbreviated window. That's funny.
Oh, so you know what happened this morning? I was doing a review of one drone on my little table back there, and I put another drone on the floor for a second while I was in the middle of filming. All of a sudden, I hear crunch, 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 crunch. The dog, my new puppy, had taken the other drone and started freaking chewing it. Oh my God. Ah. Anyway, not too much damage, but I caught all that on camera.
You need to get yourself a monkey like I have, because that monkey doesn't hurt anybody. He just sits there.
And I can put him on your shoulder. Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Oh, that's funny. So are you going to come and visit me on my morning deal, Hugh? You up at 7:30 in the morning, or is that too early for you?
Oh, I'm up usually at 5 or 6, but tomorrow though I'll be in surgery at 7:30.
Oh,
so.
That's right. I can't. Well, yeah, and you're not gonna. They won't let you take your cell phone in there, so you can.
Well, I'm gonna have this thing down my throat. So
give us
probably not.
Well, you don't need to talk. Just give us the play-by-play. You know.
But the good thing is I can watch the replay.
Yeah.
So I thought it was this morning. So I was actually on Jeanette Pickering's channel for about an hour and a half this morning. And then at 7:30, I rolled over to your channel waiting for it. But then it said February 5th. And I'm like, what the? What? Tomorrow?
My son decided on Friday. They jumped on a last-minute cruise out of Port Canaveral. And I had to take him to the port. And I was supposed to have to pick him up this morning.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I said, you know what? As soon as I hit the go live button, the phone will ring and they'll be ready to. As it turns out, they got a ride back, so I didn't have to go. But it's just as well because and
I had nothing to do from 7:30 to 9. Thank you very much.
Well, I'll be doing more of these. In fact, I already made a whole assortment of screens. I've got old guy in the morning, old guy in the afternoon, and old guy in the evening. So I don't know what time is going to be best. It's not really what time is best for me. It's what time is best for the people that is most convenient for the people that want to join me. And Europe is okay in the morning and afternoon here. Australia, I didn't realize it was that big. I thought it was like a 12-hour difference, but I think Herbs, EBU.
Depends on the coast too.
See you later. Thanks so much for joining us.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, in Australia at 7:30 in the morning is 11:30 at night already.
Yeah.
So I would have to go mid to late afternoon in order for it to be early morning over there. We've got an awful lot of people.
I think it's very hard to plan. I think you've got to plan it around your schedule and then get who you get, because I mean, there's just it's a whole world, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, and unless you want to do one of these 24-hour jobs like some of these guys do. Bye-bye, Fly Natural. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate you stopping off to visit me here. And anybody who wants, I would love to have anybody on here as a guest with me, and we'll feature some of their videos and talk about them and what they're doing and help promote their channel. And all you got to do is email me, and my email is in the description. It's just oldguyinadrone@gmail.com. So let me know and we'll hook up. Right now it says I got 4 people watching, so
I'll be watching for your video, Fly Natural. It's funny, I got unsubbed to him because I had watched his video about the state park he was at a few weeks ago, and then yesterday he was on Roger's channel, and I thought, well, I'll just double check his channel again, and I wasn't subbed anymore. But yet I had liked a bunch of his videos. I really wish YouTube would stop effing with my subscribers.
Well, they do that.
Pisses me off.
They do that for, and that just shows you that there's an awful lot of people out there trying to game the system.
Well, and they
with
unliked a lot of your videos that I liked.
And I don't understand, because we're not doing anything in any volumes that would make their computers think we're bots or anything like that. But yet, you know, I don't lose. Every once in a while I might see my sub count go down 1 or 2, but that's just probably people that subscribe to me on Roger's channel. I know. I'll tell you another thing I noticed is there's some people been hitting Roger's channel that come in and say, got all you guys, you know, and they don't. You know, they hang around long enough for everybody to subscribe to them, and then they go away, but they never do subscribe to you. They say they got all you guys, but they don't. So that's another scam. Human race never ceases to disappoint me, you know.
Believe me, me neither. Me neither.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. I know what I need to do. I got my work cut out for me. I need to figure out how to get Skype. What I did differently this time than the last time when I actually had Skype working. And I know that you don't see. Do you see my face on Skype or just hear my voice?
Hold on, let me check.
Because I don't think Skype has access to.
I see your little icon. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think that because these webcams only allow one program at a time to access them.
Oh, okay.
So,
I gotcha.
So what I think, you know, OBS has got the webcam, and it won't work. Now this morning I used there's a virtual camera thing in OBS that allowed me to put it in, but it wasn't until later when I watched a little bit of the stream itself that I saw the terrible lag in the picture from the audio. Yeah. You know, I don't really need that solution for live streaming, but if I want to, and the next time I go onto Rogers, I'll just go straight in with the webcam again without all the fancy stuff, and you can see the green screens. Gary Foster said test. What are we testing?
I got you, Gary. You're still there, buddy.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Thanks for sticking in.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Mark Centroid is working actually, huh?
Got to pay the bills.
Oh man.
He's not retired like old guys like us, huh?
Yeah, I suppose.
I guess technically I'm semi-retired, but more or less retired.
Well, I guess I am too, because I still work. I can't just not do things. I have to.
Oh, me neither. I'm busy constantly. I'm just not at a job.
I do a lot of graphics and website design for my daughter. My daughter has
that's cool.
She owns a public relations company in Tampa.
Oh, very nice.
And I do almost all the web and she deals with government customers, you know, cities and counties really cool. And things like that. And I do an awful lot of the website design and graphics design work for them, and it's nice. I do it, you know, pretty much when I want. I work when I want. It's not like a job I have to go report to. And oh, look, hey, Pete Carroll. We hung in there long enough for Australia, or is it England? No, he's in England, I think. Hiya, Peter. How are you? Glad you stopped by. Well, I guess we're not going to wrap it up right this second. I was going How long we've been doing this? Does it tell you how long? Started
88 minutes.
88 minutes. Holy mackerel. Where'd the time go? I thought it was like a half an hour.
Jeez, when I was playing Skyrim the other night, I did 2.5 hours.
Wow. You know what I did? I have this screen with the countdown timer. You didn't see that. But I do have a screen with a countdown timer, and it looks like this. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's and down below the I'll show you here in a second. Down below the here, let me go to this here. While I set this up, down below the old guy in the afternoon or morning or whatever it is, there's a timer, and you open up this program called Snaz, S-N-A-Z, and you tell it. So if I was going to go live at, what time is it? It's 3:30. If I was going to go live at 4:30, 16:30, and I say start, then you'll see that the countdown on there. Okay.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, you'll see it. It'll come up, and that would.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and then I would throw some music on it, and like this, and maybe turn the music up a little bit, and then I would mute my microphone, and it would sit there like that, and I.
Now, you know what you need to do, Mitch? You need to defy expectations. Instead of having like your age-appropriate music, you should do something like Viking death metal or something. Just really, really mess people up.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Well, you know, I could play some of my drone footage. In the background, there's all kinds of things you can do, but what I'm trying to decide is how long it would be. Is too long to start this. The gods on YouTube, all the guys that have videos that are called "How to Increase Your View Count," how to get 10,000 subscribers in your first 24 hours. Those guys. They say that the warm-up to a live stream should be between 10 and 15 minutes. Now, Ken Herron does 5 minutes. You've seen he starts his live stream 5 minutes early. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, and I never realized, was that you're already live streaming because you're streaming your countdown. That's not a YouTube function. Yeah, I didn't know that. And another thing is that I think there's a plus and a minus to it. On one hand, it gives people a chance to get into the chat room when they're at their leisure and say hello to everybody before you start. But on the downside, and everything in life is a double-edged sword. You wonder if people will get in because they get their notification if they happen to be following you that you're live, and then they see 15 minutes and they say, I'm not going to sit here for 15 minutes, and then they go away and don't come back. So what do you think?
Well, I think there's a different question I'd like to ask, and I think it's a more important question is, what's the value proposition of the stream that you're conducting? And I just mean that in a general sense, because that's what you've got to ask yourself. Why do people want to come and watch you? What are you going to be talking about? What are you going to be doing? Who's going to be on? Why are people going to come to watch old guy in a drone? So, you can talk about how to get subscribers and whatever else, but what's the content? That's what I want to know. And I mean, I'm asking that for myself as well. Like,
yeah, and
what's my content going to be? I
agree, and I've already said that that's a question that I ask myself. What have I got to offer? But that question comes from humility and not ego, because there are an awful lot of boring people that think they're God's gift.
For sure.
And I certainly have to offer value of some sort,
right.
which is why I don't want this to be all about me. I mean, I want it to be about the community and about people, and I think it's very important that I have a guest on these live streams, and why not help showcase somebody else's stuff at the same time? I want to keep an eye on the drone news, but everybody's doing that, and everybody's doing reviews. But I think without a chat going on like we're doing here, these things can get pretty boring or hard to do. I can't imagine.
Oh,
what am I going to do sitting here talking about what?
Right. But my point is that conversation should be topical, perhaps, right? It should be about whatever topic you want to cover.
I would think so. I would think so. But
which is why I haven't started one, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just don't know.
Well, that's interesting, you and me. You know,
Stuck.
Hey, Wiedemann Photography. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Wiedemann?
Glad you stopped by.
One of my favorite channels.
Let me give you a wrench there, so you can be like the rest of us big shots here.
Wiedemann lives in the same kind of country I live in, with farm fields, and that's why I love his channel so much.
There's some really strong channels out there that Cardoso Media puts out. He does nice stuff too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. He just did one from Mexico that was really nice, really nice.
And then the poor bugger had to go back to like minus 30 degrees out in Alberta. That must have been hard.
And we're down here today. I went outside a little earlier, and my neighbor's out there watering her plants, and I said, "Wow, what a pretty day." She says, "It's too hot for February." I can't get you guys to feel sorry for me, but it's
not even a little bit.
It's sunny, and it's got to be like 78 degrees out there right now.
Oh man, that's nice. Yeah,
and it's February. It was cold.
So speaking of photography, Wiedemann Photography, that's what I'm gonna, I think, focus on my live streams, is talking about how to improve drone photography, because I see people putting out drone photographs and videos, and I see a lot of the same kind of issues, like oversaturation, over contrast, just some things like that, or maybe, not using rule of thirds when it would benefit, so little things like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking that might be a focus for me down the road. I don't know.
Well, there's all those kind of things, but are they enough to really fill up an hour show or something? I mean, I look at...
Oh, hell yes. I could talk for an hour about that stuff.
All right, well, good. You
with examples, right?
Yeah, but you can't do that, every day. And I certainly don't plan on doing this every day, because how in the world would you come up with the content?
You see, so for example, if you look at Roger's channel, his kind of value proposition is it's a general hangout. It's a meeting place for other drone people to get together and talk about drones and support each other, right? That's kind of his thing, right? If you look at Pusa, it's a more generalized. They're not drone people. It's a general kind of YouTube support channel. And that's his thing. It's all about kind of connecting other YouTubers.
Somebody has to produce content somewhere, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, otherwise there'd be nothing to watch. And I think for me, it's about the content. Unfortunately, this live streaming thing is the only. There is no way to generate enough watch time to get monetized. I mean, it's impossible. You have to do these. So what you have is a proliferation.
Yep.
Of people that just basically turn on their live stream and say, for the next 8 hours, I'm going to be cooking here. So I'm
going to stream my whole day.
You guys can just kind of watch and
watch as I do the laundry.
And so, yeah, it's true. And some people, and then what happens is it does turn into a chat. People come by and jump into the chat room and but I found it to be funny. I found it to be interesting where. I followed from one
things
chat
like that
room.
Are interesting.
Oops,
sorry.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
I was going to say, sorry, it's hard with the delay. The RC Crazy, they've been doing this 3D printing thing for a few days, right? And that was interesting. So they streamed for a whole day building this 3D printing machine, and then stream the process of printing an actual thing. So that was something that they could get like 30 or 40 hours of streaming, but that was actually kind of interesting, right? I actually checked in a whole bunch of times and hung out and watched that.
They some of these things are one of my favorites is this guy Wintergotten. I think I told you about him before, the marble machine guy. Did you ever watch that video?
I did. I watched a few of them, actually.
Yeah, he's building this thing, and it's fascinating, especially for somebody who's into 3D printing and CAD and CNC stuff. I mean, here this guy is a musician, first and foremost, and he's building this amazing museum piece of a contraption that they're going to take on tour. But it's it's outrageous, and he gets millions. He has close to 100, I think close to 100 million views on that original video he did 2 years ago.
It's wild.
The marble machine, the 2000 marble machine.
Another thing for you, Mitch, all your graphic knowledge. There's a lot of people that have YouTube channels in the drone community that are not good graphic artists. That's something you could share with people. I'd love to learn more.
I'd be happy to sit here and do tutorials and answer questions and help. I'm not a master like some of these guys that put out the YouTube videos about these things, but I have a good working knowledge of Photoshop and Premiere and those things. And
yeah, you're getting her done.
Yeah, I managed to. I figured out how to get the monkey in the picture. I actually
out again.
I actually let's see if I there I am. So you see this thing that I got going on now. Did it show up on your thing yet?
Back to you as a full screen with the monkey.
Me sitting in front of the window. So what I did was I found this graphic, and I always look on these Creative Commons sites that are free, and I've had any problems with the music or graphics that I've used from them, but they had a picture of the white brick wall with the colored wood floor and the flower pot.
He looks cold when he looks out the window. The monkey, he looks like he's a bit chilly.
But there was no door. Okay, there was no door in it. So I said, well, that's just a brick wall. So I went on and I found whether it's copyright or not, I don't care. But I found a door from some door company catalog, and so
so you stuck that in there too?
I stuck the door in there, and of course I went in Photoshop and took out the panes. They were colored, so I got rid of them and turned it into a PNG, which is a transparent graphics that lets whatever come through behind it. And so now I've got the set with the door open, and then it's just a matter of what do you put on the outside the door? Do you put the sky, or do you put or do I want to go to the Middle East and sit there in that's Jerusalem.
Let's see Jerusalem.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that is dope. I love it. That is cool.
Or if I want, I can do this. Hold on a second here. You just have to.
Now watch that monkey might go right out that window now.
Oh, now I lost everything. Okay, what did I want to put in there? I wanted to put this one here. There we go. Now this is Miami. See, so I can be in Miami, and I can get rid of the monkey. I get rid of the monkey here.
There we go.
That's Miami. So we'll get rid of the monkey, and you can do all kinds of stuff. You can. It's just a matter of learning this, and of course there's no end to the sets the virtual sets that you can design if you're sitting in front of a green screen like this. And like I said, the coolest thing about the green screen is if I have a green rag here, I can
go visible again.
That's so funny. I can make myself into a floating head or something, you know.
That is so amazing.
And I thought what would really be cool, and I'm sure a lot of guys do it, is I could drape a green cloth over the back of this chair, and the chair would disappear, and then all you'd see would be my shoulders through to the background. I could even hang a green cloth over the microphone, and it would disappear. See?
I think you're right, Peter. He should have an alligator back there, right?
Yeah. See this. If I wanted to, there. I just hung a green cloth.
What'd you just cover up?
The microphone. See
Oh
that?
wow, that was freaky. That really just disappeared.
How cool is that? See,
that's mind blowing.
And you do magic tricks. You go like this. Instant microphone. You know. See, I have a whole new career as a magician now. And I did that. I noticed that by accident. Oh God, look, we got all kinds of people coming in now. Hey,
it's rocking, man. It's
yeah,
rocking.
We got 8 people. Hey, let me stop a second and
Ugo,
and see
which is
who's
my
there.
name.
Yeah. Hello, Hugo Aerodrome. How are you? Let me go ahead and the people that I know, I'm going to make moderators. The people that I don't know, I'm not going to. But the people that I do know.
100%. Gracias, Hugo. Muchas gracias.
Okay, so magic live stream. Yeah. Yeah, this is the magic. You know, it's something I have to talk about now. If nothing else, I've just spent the last week of my life learning all these tricks and everything. So it's a subject that I can talk about. Here's the I like this one. This one is kind of like what's that show with Carl Sagan?
Cosmos.
Cosmos, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is
love that.
This is
love
cool.
That.
This is cool.
Portuguese.
English, Spanish, Germany, Portuguese. Wow.
Que bueno.
Bon dia. Bon dia. Bona tarde. How do you say good afternoon in Portuguese?
I don't know him anymore.
It's tarde or something. Because in Spanish, it's Buenas tardes. I
worked in Lisboa for a while.
I dated a few Brazilian women, and I learned a little.
I remember factura, faz favor. Receipt, please. Because I was on a business trip right to Lisbon, and I worked there for a while. So.
I like the sky with the trees the best. And the reason I like the sky with the trees is because it's real.
Hey, Ivy, what's up?
Ivy, hello.
Holy crap, man. Guy. 9, you are rocking, Mitch. Rocking.
9, holy mackerel. Ivy, hello, how are you? Yes, old guy, not flying at all. No, I could probably, but I have to get rid of you. I could do all kinds of things on that other monitor and put it behind me, you. Like drone.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Mike?
Going through the air.
Bitte.
13 likes too. Wow. Okay. Mike Kelly. Everybody talk. That's nice. I'll be like Roger. I'll sit back and let everybody talk. Say, check out his channel. Good content. What's that?
Almost bedtime, Ivy. What part of the world are you in, Ivy?
Oh, Hugh, you're not up there. Let me. I mean, the least I could do is show you if you're visiting.
Oh God, you don't want my ugly mug up there.
I forget that I'm the broadcast engineer here as well as the talent. Yeah, the Netherlands. That's right. It's what 5-6 hours, 5 hours or 4 hours behind us. I'm in Eastern Standard Time here, Ivy.
I had a lovely weekend in Amsterdam a few years ago. Beautiful place.
That's not Pusa, is it? Who? Me? No, I'm not Pusa. That's Asgard.
Well, no, that's Asgard. I'm
Asgard Studios.
Hugh,
you ought to type your name in there once in a while. So that's what I always forget to do. I feel like for some reason my camera is getting darker. How's it? Does it look okay?
Doesn't seem to have changed for me. You look fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're looking good.
You're a lot brighter than I am.
Thanks for radio, Gary. I know the feeling, Gary. That's why I'm usually behind the camera, but I reluctantly come on here once in a while to help people out and.
Hey.
Oh, thanks, Hugo. Appreciate it.
I actually took the time to put a shirt on. I mean, other than a t-shirt, which is what I usually wear.
You think I sound like Andrew? Really? Oh, boy. I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know.
Well, you all got bushy beards.
He has a nice voice.
You have bushy beards. I have a.
That's true.
I keep mine. I keep mine trimmed.
Well, you live in Florida. We've got the minus 30 C to contend with, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
My chin would be all frostbitten.
I'm always if I let my beard get long, I'm always fooling with it.
I actually put wax in mine last night to try for the first time.
Wax? I can't.
Yeah, just to keep it from being unruly,
Wow, I just can't. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. I think I would be very uncomfortable with that.
Took some getting used to, but I've had it for almost 20 years now, like this. So.
Oh, you're a beard neophyte.
Well, compared to you, yeah, you haven't had a beard. You've had that for 50 years, right?
Yeah.
I know.
1970 is when I.
Yeah, I was just a tyke.
I grew this thing, and
I might have had one hair there at 1970.
Hugo, 5 degrees Celsius. So that's about 38, 39 degrees, huh? Yeah, wow.
Do you know I've never been to Switzerland, Hugo? That's a place I really need to visit.
Have you heard of summer ones the last? Gary. I was stationed in Germany in the 1960s when I was in the army, and I started out up in Kassel in a place called Rothwesten, and was there for almost a year, and then they transferred me down to Augsburg, which is in Bavaria, which is gorgeous. I was 35 miles east of Munich, and
nice.
right there near Garmisch-Partenkirchen, where they had the Olympics, and then right past that, when you drive southwest, you're in Austria, Salzburg, and gorgeous. And the Neuschwanstein Castle is there, the castle that they modeled the Disney castle out of. And I've got some old photographs that I drove all over the place there, and I managed to drive to Europe, all through Europe. When I was stationed over there, they shipped my car, a little MGB, little sports car, and they shipped it over there to me, and I took a train. Here I'm a young kid, 20 years old, 21 years old, and I took a train all the way to Antwerp, Belgium, to the port. And it was in the wintertime, and I'll never forget, it's the first time I ever stayed in one of these European hotels. They have no heat. They give you fluffy comforters about 2 feet thick, and and they have no heat at night, and it was cold. I stayed in that hotel, went and picked up my car at the port, and then drove it. I still have the road atlas that I used to find my way back to Germany, where I was supposed to be. But that was such an adventure at that age. I'll never forget that. And I can understand these college kids that go backpacking through Europe, and I remember how that felt. And it was such a great adventure, and such beautiful country. And I used to take 3-day weekends, 3-day passes from the Army, and I could go almost anywhere in Europe on a 3-day pass. And I did manage to get all the way down through Switzerland, all the way down through Zurich and down to Bern, and it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous country. I would love to be able to fly drones over there. That would be more fun.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we're just down here. We're flat.
Oh yeah, Hugo. Minus 43 for sure.
What?
Not often, but It happens here, yeah.
Oh,
Now, Peter was just talking about being plus 43 the other day, and I said, I've never experienced plus 43, but minus 43 I have.
who else was talking about that?
Plus 43. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
that's 115 degrees.
That's crazy.
You know who was talking about that?
Satan?
What's his face? Mars Twerky Drones.
Because he's in Australia too.
He had a live stream yesterday. I tuned into that for a couple minutes, and they were talking about that. 37, 38 degrees. I mean, it was 115 degrees there. That's crazy. But
we get mid 30s here in the Ottawa Valley, but that's about as hot as it ever gets.
yeah, right now we're in the mid 70s here in Florida, which
that's perfect.
yeah, it is. It is. Oh, Mars, Peter, Mars is there.
Same area. Okay.
Do you know Mars? Have you ever met him, Peter? Peter Carroll, Hugh, was one of my first followers. Found me, I don't know how, but
that's cool.
Yeah, and was one of the when I first started this out. Peter would compliment me on my videos, and it meant a lot to me because I didn't have that many people paying any attention to what I was doing. And you ever feel like you're just out there talking and nobody's listening? Well, that's how you know how it is when you first start out. And
I know.
You spend all this time and you edit and you work real hard to make a really pretty video, and then you get 3 views or something like that on it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the hot Asian chick breathing heavily into a microphone is getting 5 million views and checks for $250,000.
Did you notice on Ken Heron's show the other night the Asian girl that was doing the Osmo video?
Yeah.
Did you watch that? Now, come on. That was an awfully low-cut blouse when she leans over to demonstrate.
She's quite a good little drone pilot too.
She's a great drone pilot, but boy, she has assets I don't have.
Well, of course, but that's
I can't use.
That's what makes the world go. That's what makes the world go round.
I know.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. That sells. That always has, and it always will. And when I look at these young girls and the stuff they put out there on YouTube and the followings that they have, and you got to believe they're making some serious money for doing nothing except looking good. More power to them, I guess.
Got to use what you got to use, right? Is that what you got?
I guess.
Use it. Do it.
I wouldn't know about that.
I'm not young and beautiful, so yeah, I'm screwed.
Hey, Jim Crennan's here. How are you, Jim?
What's up, Jim?
Hey, listen, I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much. He's driving. Yeah, but pay attention to your driving. I just watched that video that Ken Heron put out yesterday, kind of rehashing his near-fatal accident. He went back to where he had the accident and visited the people in the rehab center and all that. And he actually had some dash cam footage of the accident itself, where his dog went flying. And scary.
Did the dog get killed?
No, the dog wasn't hurt at all. It's amazing. It's amazing when you watched
wow.
the replay of it. It's very scary, but he was turned out. Ken, it's hard to say how lucky you are when you almost get killed in an accident and have all that pain. You know, somehow you'd say, well, I don't feel real lucky here, but he is, and it was a good video. He makes nice. I watch all his stuff. I enjoy it, and he actually played one of my videos on his show.
Cool.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but he cut the hell out of it though, and put his music on top of it. Evidently, he's concerned, you know, and I would be too. He knows that what he puts on there is not going to get him a copyright claim.
Right, exactly.
But he cut it real short, and I understand that too. But it was still for a new guy like me to get his attention like that, and he actually commented on the videos too, and it was an honor for me. I was very proud of it.
That's cool.
Think,
for sure.
I don't think it kind of made me made me an overnight star in the YouTube world, but you know, I think that just participating, being out there in the chat rooms with people that have the same interests as you, and going to these events like Spin Up and meeting the guys that are around. And another thing that is you need, I think you need to do some collaborations. I think that you need to hook up with some of the guys that have been around a while, who appreciate what you're doing, and do some collaboration things, either live streams as a guest, or go personally visit them and go flying together. And then you make videos. Each of you make videos and posts it on your channel, and that's how people get. You know, Artco Drone Solutions. Have you
no,
seen?
I don't think I've heard that name.
Most people know him.
Find that.
Art's a guy that lives in Denver, and he's had a handicap since birth. He's all gnarled up, and yet he flies drones, and he was a stand-up comic for a while, and he's very engaging personality.
Got him. I see him here now. Okay, got it.
And I like watching. And he has a cooking channel, and he has this channel, and he has that channel.
Really?
And so what does he do? But he decides to make a video to show people what he has to go through to go fly in his drones. and you got to watch this video.
Just the logistics of being him, you mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's coming out the door. He's got the drone under this arm. He's got a tripod under this arm. He goes out and puts the camera out first, then goes back in. You know how you have to do that stuff. You want to see a picture of you driving up. You got to go up, put the camera down, get back in your car, go back where you came from, get back in, come back towards, go past the camera, stop, go back, get the camera. You know, but that's what most people don't realize, if you're a one-man crew, what you go through. So he's got crutches, he's got drones, he's got tripods, he's got steps to go up. So,
damn.
So he does this video of him trying to get out of his house into up the steps out to fly his drone, and he drags all this stuff out there, and he sets up the camera, and he flies the drone, and he looks around, and it broke your heart. I mean, the video broke your heart. So Bill, the drone reviewer in Tampa, sees this video, and Bill has got, I don't know, 5,600 followers now, and he does some live streams, and he gets 30, 40, 50 people into his live streams, and so they all set up a GoFundMe page for Art, so that they could buy him a case for his with wheels for his Phantom, so he could drag the case out there. And then he has Art on his show, okay, as a guest live on his live show, and they raised enough money to not only did they buy Art the case, but they also bought him a Mavic Air.
Wow.
and Art's now, he's loving, he's got the Mavic Air. And then Ken Herron has Art on as a guest on his show.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was terrific, but it shows you that when you get, when you get everybody's attention like that. Now, I don't know how big his Art's channel is going to grow, because I don't know if Art is going to be able or is going to be putting out the kind of content that's going to keep drawing people in to see what he's doing or not. But it's entertaining. I like watching him. I subscribe to him, and when he puts out a video, I watch it, and I watch it because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to see somebody who hasn't been dealt the greatest hand in life, and yet is having more fun living than so many people who have it so good and just don't know it. You know, it is heartwarming to watch. So, if you ever watch a replay of this, how are you, buddy? We're thinking about you. And one of these days, maybe somebody will buy me a Mavic Air, but not likely.
I wish somebody'd buy me one. Oh wait, I've already got one. Oh, never mind.
I'm at a stage right now where people don't buy me much anymore.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel your pain.
Yeah,
Me too.
if I wanted, I got to go out and buy it myself. Jim Crinnan, I hope you're texting when you're stopped. The last thing in the world I want is everybody to say, "Oh yeah, you know what happened to Jim Crinnan when he was watching the old guys show?"
Got distracted.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for you guys in the chat. Does anybody have an RC Logger i1 Extreme? It's a very plain drone, but I'm wondering if anybody's mounted a GoPro to it. I'll pull it off my wall here. Here's what it looks like. Get it in frame here. Got to pull the tack out before it rips my thumb apart. There's the RC Logger. Anyway, it has just about enough payload capacity in terms of grams to carry my GoPro 7. So I was thinking about mounting it to this. I thought it would be really interesting to get some high-speed footage with this thing, because this can do things my Mavic can't. You know, the Mavic has GPS and all kinds of sense avoid detection stuff. This has none of those things, but it does have powerful brushless motors, and I can stick a GoPro on it. So I wonder if anybody's done that. Just figured I'd throw that out there.
Hey, keep talking. You give me a break.
Oh, sure. Well, anyway, I was just asking about the RC Logger, which I still haven't had a chance to fly. The weather has been just so terrible here that it's been weeks since I've been able to get out and actually fly some of my other drones. I can always get the Mavic in the air because I trust the Mavic, but some of the other ones that I'm not as confident with, definitely don't feel comfortable putting them up in this kind of weather. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mavic Air is a great drone. You know, the Wi-Fi system, I agree with you, Hugo. It's not optimal. It would be nicer with OcuSync or something like that, but I've been able to get extremely long distances with my Wi-Fi. Now, the caveat here is I live in Canada in a rural area where there's very little interference. There's no houses, there's no, you know, there's just no infrastructure around me. It's all woods and bush and forest, so I can fly really, really far. So for me, the Wi-Fi is actually working okay.
I saw a review. Somebody was reviewing the Mavic Air way back. It's been a while since I saw this review, but when they got the thing around behind trees, it the signal got weak. Yeah, it was a little touchier. But
for sure,
you know, and back at the time I had the Mavic, the original Mavic Pro, and that thing, I never lost signal with that. Of course, I'm not one of these guys that wants to fly it 6 miles away and try to break a record. I like to keep it no further than I have to shoot what I want to shoot with it.
Now, we all have to keep in mind we are all supposed to be flying line of sight anyway, so.
Yeah, who was it that somebody said that that's not really a law, it's a suggestion? But I haven't.
Not in Canada, it's not.
No, I don't know about that. But
no, you got to have your eyes on the drone. If you don't, the thing is, it's then it becomes a liability issue, because if you don't have your eyes on the drone and something happens, then you know, what's your defense?
But what difference does it make if something goes wrong, whether you can see it or not, and it's going to fall and hurt somebody? You can't stop it once it.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because there could be things you could do to intervene, right? There might be.
Yeah,
but if you can't see it, you don't have an opportunity to steer it or to shut the power or do a kill operation where you can drop it from the sky somewhere safely. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate, really.
That parachute thing, when that comes down in price, will be nice.
That would be nice.
When I was flying ultralights back in the day, we had these ballistic parachutes on the ultralights.
Oh.
And they were big and round, and they were designed. You you had a ripcord on the thing, and it had a gunpowder charge in there that blew this thing out, and you prayed you never had to use it. But it was comforting to know that if something broke, like you broke a wing strut or something, and the airplane started falling out of the sky, you pull that parachute. But fortunately, I never had to use it.
I'm going to show you guys a little accessory that I bought for my drone a little while back. This just helps me keep line of sight. Let's see if I can find it in here. It was supposed to be in here.
Whoops. Sorry about that. I just covered you up with the window. Okay.
That's okay. I'm not looking anyway.
Yeah, but you're full screen now, man. So.
Oh God.
Oh God, what is?
Oops. Yeah. So two things I bought. One was this little tiny contraption here. What is it? Well, it's actually...
Can't really make it out. It's a little blurry.
Yeah. Give me a second. You'll be able to make it out now.
Oh, it's
now,
strobe.
can you see it?
Yeah, it's cool. Look at that.
It's a strobe. It's very tiny, and it's FAA compliant. Weighs almost nothing. Anyway, so what I do is I Velcro it around my Mavic or whatever I'm flying. And the reason I did this is in Canada, we're going to be able to do night flights as of June. So I have to have one of these. But the reason I did it was because I couldn't see the drone after it was maybe 200 meters away. I just couldn't keep line of sight anymore because my eyes aren't that great. And the Mavic Air is very small, right? So this little gadget really helps me keep track of what's happening with the drone. Second gadget. Now, I know you're not supposed to lose your drone, you're not supposed to crash your drone, but, you know, the honest truth is I've done both many times. What do you do when you can't find it in the woods? Well, this is where this second little invention comes in. And now this is an audible transponder. So basically, before you fly, you twist it to arm it, like that. And then when the drone has been not moving for 5 minutes, this thing starts going off really loudly. So for example, if your drone crashes in the trees, and we have thick woods all around us, and there's no way I could find a drone without some kind of assistance because it's just, you know, physically impossible. But if you've got an audible beacon to follow and a flashing beacon, this gives you two ways to help find your drone and retrieve it. So even if you've got DJI Refresh or whatever else, if you don't have a drone to send back to them, mangled or whatnot, you don't get your money and you don't get a new drone. So,
oh yeah, no doubt about it. Which is why I have that State Farm insurance instead of the DJI deal.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and it's cheaper too.
Oh,
yeah, here. I don't know if they do it in Canada, but they call it they just call it a personal articles policy, and
okay.
It costs me about $80 a year to insure both of my Mavic 2s, the Zoom and the Pro, and the batteries, and that's for anything, loss, theft. If it goes down in the ocean, doesn't matter. They don't need to see the drone. You just tell them I lost the drone. The drone is gone. It flew away. It broke. It crashed. Whatever. And they will. Check into that. Yeah, and there's some. I think there's some downsides. Maybe some downsides to it in that, like any other insurance you have, if you ever make a claim, you're screwed.
Deductible goes up, right?
No, there's no deductible, but they'll never. They won't renew it, but it goes in your permanent record as an insurance claim, and next thing you know, your homeowner's insurance goes up the following year. So I guess you have to be careful. But I thought that with DJI,
so this is my second Mavic Air. I killed my first one, and the refresh program actually worked really well for me. I'm surprised. I didn't think it would, but I'm glad I did it.
So do you have a Mavic? You have a Mavic Pro too, or just the Mavic Air?
No, I just have the Mavic Air is my main drone. I had a Spark, which I drowned, drowned it.
You're rough on drones.
I'm hard on drones, man. Anyway, so I bought a Mavic Air after to replace it, and I drowned this too. Well, I fly over water constantly. We're inundated with lakes here, and I was doing water landing with floats. And there was a small wave hit it, and just as I was landing, flipped it over into the water. And so it got enough water damage that it was no good. So I had to send it back. But yeah, no problem. DJI sent me a brand new drone. Boom.
I'm not going to loan you my drone, man. I'm sorry.
Don't. No, I will never borrow somebody's drone. I crashed my Tello yesterday. Didn't you hear the story?
No.
I was out. My wife was walking the dog. I thought,
I did. Yeah.
I crashed the Tello and then had to take the Mavic Air out to rescue the Tello.
Well, you know what? At least you're flying. I mean, if you're, you know, you never get in trouble. I see that Wiedemann says he's got State Farm too. That's a great deal if you live in the States here, because they'll insure the drones. I think it's 33%, $3 $100. So if you got $1,000 drone, costs you $30 a year, and there's no deductible, and no matter what, if somebody steals it out of your car, it's covered.
I'll have to check it out. I've got liability insurance which was mandatory for us previously, but it's not anymore.
I see we got Midwest Drones stop by. Jim Wallace finally found
Look at
us.
all these people. Holy
Jim Wallace
catfish.
finally found us after 2 hours. Hi, Jim, Midwest Drones. God, got 11 people here. Unbelievable. Maybe I'll forget I just won't bother tomorrow morning. We'll just keep going all night here, you know.
The marathon session.
Marathon, yeah. Oh, Jim was just making another video. Here, let me give you a wrench here, Jim, and Ivy. Let me give you a wrench too. So we got that, and Midwest Drones. As well do what most of the guys do. Ivy, give you one too, if I could.
Yeah, Wiedemann, that's the funny thing. My Tello was actually stuck in our hedges in the yard, and we've got very tall hedges, like we're talking 12 feet, right? And so I was even up on a stepladder, and I could not see the drone, and I knew it was sitting up there somewhere, but the problem is the hedges are all covered in snow at the top. And I saw the video feed of the Tello, which just showed me white. But because it was white, I knew it was not like buried underground. There was still some sunlight getting in, right? And so we got the Mavic Air and just hovered over the bushes back and forth until we could see something. And I got my son out because he has absolutely perfect 20/20 vision. And so he saw on my monitor a flashing light from the Tello through the Mavic screen, and he found it. So I was very lucky.
I went looking for was out at our model airplane field one day, and some guy, he was flying his airplane and a piece of something flew off of it and landed out in the grass, and I had my drone out there, and I went looking for it, and I couldn't find it. I mean, we went back and forth and up and down, and maybe in the snow where it was all white, it was easier to find. Anyway, I keep mine right here, Hugh, just because you never know when you might want to just take it off and fly around the room, you know.
Oh, your Tello?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my Tello's right here, man. Right here.
Do you have one of these? Do you have one of these yet?
Which one?
You have one
controller?
of these? No, one of these things. See this? You know what this is?
Oh, the range extender?
Yeah.
No, how is it? Does it make a big difference?
They're like $12 or something on Amazon. Oh wow, are you kidding me? It's fabulous. All you do is you take this and you take a power brick and you plug it into the power brick, and then your controller or your cell phone connects to the Wi-Fi extender instead of, I mean, the drone connects to the Wi-Fi extender instead. And you get 5 times the range with that thing.
Wow.
With this.
Okay.
Yeah. You can.
Now
really,
you're still using the controller in that mix somehow, right?
I use the Bluetooth, the Game Sir controller. That
okay, same one I've got.
Yeah,
so
I can't.
where did you get the controller?
Amazon.
Or sorry, the extender.
Amazon.
What I meant. Okay.
Where else? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Amazon. The source of everything.
I'm trying to curb my Amazon habit.
It's tough. I mean,
getting a little crazy.
It's so convenient, and And I was having, you know, I got this 42-inch monitor up here that was a $300 and something 4K TV. It's a Hitachi TV, Roku TV, and it works great. You put it in the game mode, which cuts out all the internal processing that goes on, and you hook it to a computer, and you know, everybody says, well, it's not a computer monitor. Well, you know, it's a monitor, and maybe if I was a professional photographer doing a lot of print work, I would worry about the color accuracy. But you know, most TVs today have terrific looking pictures, and you can adjust.
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure.
But I plugged it into my brand new computer's video card, and the video card has 4 monitor outputs on it. It's got three display. It's an AMD, was it 580X, or you know, it's a big time graphics card on it. It's because it's a gaming computer, and but I used the HDMI port on it, and what would happen was it would blink on and off. And sometimes it would just lose connection to the computer, and I was going crazy trying to figure out what was wrong. And I tried all kinds of settings and new drivers and everything. And so then I started researching it, and I found and the suggestions were that it might be the HDMI cable, you know. Now, to me, a wire is a wire, right? It's got metal and it conducts electricity. Why would that be? I could understand twisted things or shielding and all that other stuff, but I didn't think it would make any difference. So I had a number of different HDMI cables, and I tried a few of them. And sure enough, I found one that solved most of the problem, but not all of the problem. And here, let me make Jim Crinnan a moderator, too. Because he should be. Why doesn't it limit it? So anyway, I went researching, and so I looked on Amazon, and I'm looking at all these high-priced HDMI cables, you know, and some of them are $30, $40 for a wire, for God's sake, you know. So then I see the Amazon Basic HDMI cable. Wait, Amazon Basic. High speed net. It also has the network. It carries Ethernet, 18 gigahertz bandwidth, all the same specs as the $40 cables. A three pack of these things was $12. Three pack. So I figured, well, for $12, we'll give it a shot. So they came in. I plugged it in. All the problems went away.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, $4. I mean, $4 for a cable, and it solved all the problems. The guy at Best Buy, he told me that I'd have to spend a fortune on a cable to make this thing work.
Yeah.
Yeah. At any rate, if anybody's having that kind of problem, Amazon Basics high-speed HDMI cable, $11.99 for a 3-pack.
Yeah, it sounds good. I've had issues with HDMI cables and a Roku box. For some reason, they were very sensitive.
Yeah, they are. They are. But I mean, this particular cable, I'm telling you that it's going to work no matter. I don't care what, and it's pretty heavy too. It's not that
that's really
thin
cool.
a cable. Yeah, 6-foot cable, $4. Who asked? Midwest Drones asked who you are. That's Asgard Studios. Hugh is.
Hey, what's up, Midwest Drones?
Yeah, that's Hugh from Asgard Studios, and he is helping me out big time today. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to be talking about. I really think you need Hugh. You need to have a guest on these things. I think that really makes
it helps.
It really does help. Yeah. Yes, sir. But we ought to be engaging a little more with the people in the chat too. And anybody who ever wants to be my guest, just email me at oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. All one word, oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. I would love to have people who I see in the chat rooms come on, Skype in with me, and play some of your videos and because create our own another version of the drone community that already exists. I think that would be a good use of the channel. Ivy says yes, and why not do an AMA? What's an AMA? You're puzzled too, Hugh.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm just about to answer a question from Midwest Drones. I'll find the link for you, Midwest Drones. Pretty sure I got it on eBay. I might have got it on Amazon, though, too. You can get them there. Let me just check for you.
Oh, the little strobe light. How much was that thing?
Yeah. Not cheap, about like $40 or $50. But it works. It does its job. It's USB rechargeable, too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, Gary, let me know if you get Skype up and running. I still have to figure out what I did the last time to integrate Skype into the OBS, which I can't seem to do now. So I got Hugh sitting on that monitor next door. I suppose I got 2 more monitor outputs. I only have 4 monitors sitting here right now anyway, which, isn't enough to be surrounded by monitors. I could probably hang a couple more monitors up there. Problem is, it gets warm in here. I need to air condition the place. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this push button stuff here, Hugh.
Oh, so here we go. You can get them on the Amazon.com store for $25. Here's the link, Midwest Drones. That's the exact product I got.
Is that a 2-pack or one off? Or?
It's just a 1-pack, and it says FAA 107 compliant for night flights. Yeah, it's very, very small. You can just, stick a piece of Velcro on the back or however you want to mount it, and I put it on the bottom of my drone.
That's cool.
I'd almost like a second one for the top as well. That way, if there are aircraft around me, they can see that as well, But yeah, it works well. I'm really pleased with it. I actually should do a video. But there was a video on YouTube that I saw with this particular unit, and they were, I don't know, a kilometer away, and they could still see it. So, which is far farther than I'm allowed to fly.
Yeah, well, at nighttime.
And at night, that's in the daytime too. In the nighttime, you'd be able to see it much farther.
I have no desire to really fly my drone at night. Because if something happens,
Yeah. If you're near a city, I think it would be nice, like maybe you and like down on the coast of Florida or something might be cute to see the city lights against the water, but there's nothing to see where I am. It's all dark. I'm in the middle of nowhere, right?
Gary says, looks like mission control in Houston. Yeah, I'm going for that look, I am going for that, and it feels like it too. The 2 over here, that was an afterthought, because I have a separate computer there. The main system is here, and that's just 2 monitors on 1 computer. But I had the notebook way over there, and I couldn't get the notebook to fit here. I didn't like it there, so I had this extra old little TV set that I hooked up to the notebook, and the only thing I'm using that for right now is just to get is a music box, just to get music in the system. But I'll probably find some other use for it. It would be handy though to have a 3rd monitor hooked to this computer, because when you're doing OBS like this, a lot of the things that you do, the easiest way to do it is just to throw it up on a monitor, like Hugh is sitting over here on this monitor to my left, and I just capture that monitor into OBS, and then it's easier, but it does take up the whole monitor. So if I move my mouse over there, I can move my mouse all over Hugh's nose there, and you're going to see it. See?
I'm just going to grab a coffee, Mitch. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right. Go right ahead. Get me one, too, while you're at it. Well, Hugh is gone, so we'll just do this. Don't you have an iPad or a phone in the empty spot in front of the keyboard? No. No, what I have here is this is just an armrest on the keyboard there. See, this is the gadget right here, though. This thing here is a the camera's in the back there. This is called an Elgato Stream Deck, and you set up all the different scenes on OBS, and it's really nice, and you just push buttons. So if I want to go back to that split scene that I had before, this button right here says split. And if I push it, it goes and does the change to there. Then if I want to go back to the full screen of me in the front, then I've got a scene that's the monitor where Hugh was, on the left with me sitting down in the corner, and that's just the full monitor. I've also got a scene that splits that with me with a rear view, and that I'm going to use, for example, if I'm showing a video of something. For example, if I decide I want to put up a video up here and let it run. And sit back and show that. I'll let you guys watch some pretty drone footage for a second, and I'll get out of the way of it and take a 2 or 3 minute break, and you can watch this and tell me what you think. Hey, Phantom Hodges Drone, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Anyway, I wonder if Hugh is back yet. This stuff was this was shot down between Melbourne Beach and Sebastian Inlet, which is about 35 miles south of Cape Canaveral, of the Space Coast, and that's a beautiful, just a beautiful place to go. I was actually driving down to took the drone out, just looking for some pretty place to fly. And hang on one second. Let me see. Jim, I'm not using Hangouts here. I can only have. It's not kind of a group thing. It's just somebody would have to Skype in, and we're still fooling with making it work. So I'm going to give you a call at home a little later, and we'll figure out how we can hook it up so you can get on here with me. I'd love to have you. So I'll give you a call a little later at night tonight. Hugo, the beach is on the east coast of Florida, just south of the Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral, south of Melbourne. It's about 10 miles north of Sebastian Inlet, and had I not been following somebody that actually following somebody that slowed down to actually turn into the dirt parking lot of this place, I would have missed it completely. But I saw that it had this sign, this little funky little beach sign, and I pulled in there and walked out over the bridge, and all these people were out there fishing, and it was just gorgeous. And no, Phantom Hodges drone, that we're way far south of the Space Center down there, way far enough away that there are no restrictions. And Jim, Hugh is on the Skype call with me right now, so I don't think we can handle more than one at a time. And I think today we're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon, but I do want to have you on, and we'll set it up in advance so that we test the connection, kind of like Ken Heron does it. Test the connection, make sure that it works okay. Yeah, Ivy, that what I just showed you there was some footage from one of the videos that I posted. I mean, I only have so much stuff in my repertoire. And what I did was I just went back to the editor and recut it, and I cut out all my dialogue and everything like that. Midwest Drones, oh, you're okay? You're back? I should be doing a lot more of that kind of filming. That's my favorite thing to do with the drones, and we have such gorgeous beaches here. It's like the people that live in the mountains and everything have such beautiful places to fly. I envy that, and I'm here, and I should be doing a lot more of it and making a lot more of those videos. And now that I've got all this live streaming stuff set up, which has taken a ton of my time, I actually plan on doing that. I think there he is. All right, you is back. Unmute your microphone. Visit this video, please, Hugo. Okay. Let's see here. I will look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Portugal. Say something, Hugh. Are you back with us? I don't hear you. Your microphone muted?
Oh, yeah, I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, here. I'm watching this video.
Me too.
There it is.
I've been there.
Wow, look at that. It's gorgeous.
That is.
Oh, look at that. Cool. Oh, man, look at that. Beautiful. Just let me
I actually helped deploy Portugal's cell phone network.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Let me get out of the way of that there.
Many moons ago.
Look at the colors on that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching.
That is beautiful.
Yes. And now, let me get that out from in front of your face here, Hugh, so that There we go. Now I lost my chat room again. I have
coffee.
I have to remember to open Windows from the chat in a new browser window. Otherwise, I lose it. It's going to take, it's going to take some getting used to. Is Ivy leaving? Oh, hey, thanks for stopping in. Bye, Ivy. See you next time.
Yeah, and you know what? You cannot get a bad cup of coffee in Portugal anywhere. Even the shitty vending machine coffee is amazing.
Hang on a second. I got to go turn on. I was. No wonder I'm getting darker. I was benefiting from the window light on that side, and now I'm afraid I have to actually turn on some artificial light. There, I don't want to help. Yeah, that's better, a little bit. I'm using this ancient Logitech webcam that I've had for God knows how many years.
I want to fly this thing so bad. It's been sitting here for weeks. Oh,
well, you are flying it.
I kind of am.
I was on live with Roger one day, and I was flying my Tello around in front. That thing is so easy to fly. Hugo, that was a beautiful video, man. Man, that was gorgeous.
Wow.
You don't realize the colors that you see. Even in Florida here, you go to the beach, you look out at the water, and you don't see those kind of greens. But the sun is right, and you get above it, and it is gorgeous. And that's that video that I just showed of down here. That was right out of the camera like that. I didn't do any color grading on that whatsoever. In fact, I don't like to do color grading. I think for the purposes that we shoot, I think the not using the any of the log color profiles. I just use the standard color profile, and they do such a nice job, especially the Mavic 2 Pro does such a nice job of coloring it that I don't want.
The only time I use it is if I'm going to sell the footage, which I do sometimes for for stock stuff, but for shooting my vlogs and whatever else, I just set it to the regular setting.
Yeah, I mean, I have learned the hard way to lock the exposure because.
Great, back. Gonna let the dog in.
Okay, I've learned the hard way to lock the exposure before especially if I'm just flying around. I don't generally, but if I'm setting up for a particular shot that's going to be choreographed, and at the start of the shot, you get the exposure set, and I usually just leave it in auto, but then lock it, and that stops it from notching up and down right in the middle of a beautiful shot. Sometimes you may end up a little underexposed or overexposed at the very end, but you can fix that in post pretty easily. Better than having that thing notching up and down while you're flying it. Thank you, Jim. Jim, I appreciate it. None of us are professionals at this, that's for sure. But
okay,
we got Hugh in here. Kind of a backdoor method of getting Skype in here. I'm just capturing the whole monitor where the Skype screen is, and not that I would take any credit for it, but luckily the sound is working, so something is set up right where the sound is making it through into that monitor, and I'm capturing that okay. So Jim says my camera looks good. Yeah, I want to get I want to use a real camera instead of a webcam, and I've got a where is it? I've got a Sony video camera that has a HDMI out, so it's coming tomorrow. One of these capture cards to capture HDMI and convert it to USB, and it does 1080p, and it'll actually use the video from the camera, and you just stick it up on a tripod. And the nice thing about that camera is it's got zoom, and hopefully it'll be better. And then I'm going to take this webcam. I've got this other webcam clamped up to the support for the green screen behind me, and I thought that was a kind of a fun view every once in a while to switch to. I've always been a fan, even when I edit, of switching views from now and then to give people interesting things to look at, so you're not just looking at the same thing all the time. And I may just actually find a third view of something.
I think we need some like drones on your desk or something to look at, man.
I got it. I got a drone here. Yeah, but you can't see much. The way I have this set up right now, it's not. You're not going to see my desk unless I do the back view, unless I do that.
That's true.
That view right there, and I guess is that the that's the right chat window in there and everything. Yeah, the only thing that really has disappointed me today has been the inability to get the Skype thing integrated in. I mean, this is an okay workaround, but.
What do you mean the Skype's not integrated?
Well, I'm just capturing the monitor that the Skype is on. I haven't actually been able to set up Skype as a source for OBS. The source is only the monitor capture, and which is why you can see all the icons down at the bottom of the monitor. You see all the icons down here.
Yep.
And if I move the mouse around on the monitor, you can see all that, and you wouldn't see any of that stuff if it was just capturing the whoa, doggy.
Sorry, my hound dog.
That's okay.
I have a coon hound. She's very noisy, especially when she wants playtime, which is now. Hi, baby.
No pets. I got a gorilla, but the gorilla doesn't make a lot of noise. It's time to bring the gorilla back again. Because there's a lot of people watching now that haven't met my new pet, and
I agree, Hugo. I like the DJI Tello. It's fun. You know what I'd like though? I would like to be able to turn off all the collision avoidance and just let it rip, and just see what it can do. I suppose out in the field it would be better, but around my yard it always senses stuff and it slows it down.
You got
I'm gonna have to order that range extender. It's only $20. Gee, that's actually really cheap. Oh, but wait, was that on Amazon.com?
There you go, Hugh. I got the monkey sitting up on top of your window now.
Oh man.
I'm such a gadget nut. I'm having more fun. Hey, Witch on Wheels. How are you?
That monkey shits on me. I'm suing you, Mitch.
I think he's very well behaved.
You know what it would cost to dry clean this $3 sweater of mine?
Yeah, I think he's very well behaved. I mean, you got to admit that's something you don't see every day.
Definitely.
What's your chimp's name, Mitch? Well, that's it, Jim. We're going to have a name the chimp contest. I don't know what the prize is going to be, but we got to give him. Roger this morning said Roger, but I was surprised. But we got to come up with a good name for him. But I mean, that is just as cool as can be, isn't it?
Pat, I like the way you got him perched there. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's
actually
cool.
Looks like sitting on a monitor.
Yeah. Well, you know, it absolutely amazed me with this OBS software, and it's free and you know, it's a free piece of software, and it absolutely amazed me what you can pull off with this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Without a lot of work. I mean, you can create such fun scenes and interesting things that hopefully will make people want to tune in. And I guess you got to kind of oh, there we go. Gary says Geezer the chimp. Thanks, Gary, but fits in with the theme, I guess.
Indeed.
Yeah, but it's fun. He looks good sitting up there, Hugh. Yeah.
He's not bothering me at all.
No,
I can't complain.
No. That's great. I love it.
Quieter than my dog.
Oh, man. So what time is it getting to be? 5 o'clock. Holy mackerel, we're pushing 3 hours on this thing now.
Wow.
Yeah, long time. And I'm going to do this again first thing in the morning. Oh. And you're going to be and you're going to be in the doctor's. How long is it?
You're going to have to find a different sidekick for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll get Jim Wallace. I'll call him and get him to come in and be my guest tomorrow. And yeah, he's an interesting guy.
When I wake up from surgery, I'll tell the surgeon to hand me my iPad so I can check in on you guys.
Well, and we're going to be gone before Roger, you know, before 9 o'clock. The whole idea is basically just I just want to get started and find out if that's a good time or not. This is not a bad time. In the middle of the afternoon, there wasn't a whole lot of other people doing anything. I only saw one other live stream at all, and that was about it. But pretty soon they'll all start coming on. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I hate to wrap it up with 11 people in here, but I'm getting tired, and because I'm old. So with that, Hugh, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure, Mitch.
And
thanks for having me on, bud.
I enjoyed it, and thanks everybody that came by and spent some time with us. All you guys, Gary, Jim, Phantom, Hodges Drone, Witch on Wheels, Midwest Drones. Who did I miss? Hugo, Peter Carroll. I don't know. He's gone. Well, no, he might still be here. But anyway, everybody that came in and joined me, thanks. It meant a lot to me, and I really appreciate you listening to us rambling for a couple hours. So me, Hugh, and the monkey will see you all. Perfect. We will see you all in the morning.
Hasta mañana.
Bye-bye. And what do I say in my videos? Take the rest of the day off and go play with your drone.
And Asgard Studio always says, keep your shield wall up, people. That's all I got to say.
All right, guys. Take care.
See ya.
See you.